It's your girl Kash, and you are watching Real Kash Talk.
Break it down, roll it up. Let's have us a session. Break it down, roll it up.
Today we got Rellboywonder here in the building, man. I appreciate you for coming through,
I appreciate you for having me.
Man, if y'all don't know, Rell is a good friend of mine. He is also an artist. He's a musician, y'all, and he got them bars. He got them bars. So today is gonna be all about Rellboywonder. We're gonna be talking about like you being a creative, talking about like the criticism, everything you done went through and everything. So before we get into that, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Share this, tell a friend, because this is the last episode also. So I appreciate you for being.
Season finale.
Yeah, the season finale, man. I had to say, the best for last.
So respect it.
So we got Rellboywonder. So I don't think many people probably, if they're watching, they probably know who you are. So tell us a little bit about yourself,
go by Rellboywonder, whatever you want to call me. I'm a musician from Maryland. I rap, produce, try to sing, but I do it all.
So what age did you start getting into music, and how did you know like music is like where you wanted to go?
Honestly, I didn't seriously start pursuing music till about 4 years ago, maybe.
Really?
Yeah, but my first real taste for music, I was 15, and my uncle, who's a rapper and producer, and is really the reason that I even make music. Like, he was the first person I looked at and was like, I want to do that. So he bought me this keyboard.
Oh, like a one with beats and stuff
on
it?
Yeah, so first I was just making beats, but I ain't gonna lie, nobody's really buying the beats, and I'm just like, well, I'm getting all these good beats, I can just do it myself. So I just started hopping on my own beats, and then I took like a little hiatus, and during COVID, I feel like there's a lot of people kind of started to find their calling and locked in, so that's when I was like, you know what, I have all this time on my hands, fuck it. So I started really making music.
So you would say COVID, as cliche as it may sound, COVID kind of changed your life in a way.
Pretty much. It was the first time I seriously looked at it like, I want to do this for real.
That's like when you tapped in and was just like, I didn't know it was only 4 years ago. I'm thinking you was doing this for a minute.
Nah, for real,
4 years ago, that's crazy. Like the stuff you have put out, it don't seem like it's been like you just started 4 years ago. It seemed like it's been like a minute.
For real.
That's crazy.
Thank you. That means everything.
So you just dropped the album in February called Pardon My Paranoia. It was an amazing album. If you haven't heard it, please go stream it, listen to it, because it is a good album. Like, I was at the release party, amazing listening party. Like, it was fun. Yeah, of course, good vibes. How did you come up with the title of Pardon My Paranoia? And tell us like more about what that album means to you.
Right. Well, so since it was my first album, I wanted to kind of be like an introduction to who I am. And at first, the album was titled Life Lately. But then I was like, I started thinking, really? I came up with the idea in the shower. I was just like,
the best thoughts right there.
For real. On the album, I talked a lot about being paranoid and stuff. And I was just like, some people may not understand why I behave the way I behave sometimes. So it was like, excuse me that you don't know who I am and why I am the way I am. But let me explain to you why I am the way that I am.
Okay. So I love the album title. When he dropped the album title, I was like, damn. Like, probably one of the best album titles I've ever heard.
I remember you DMing me.
Yes, I was like, damn, I really love this because it's like, pardon your paranoia, all that. So if you don't mind me asking, do you deal with anything like anxiety-wise, depression-wise? You put all that into your music. Like, do you think like it helps you?
Yeah. It's like, I feel like a lot of people experience those things. Pressure, anxiety, just stress. But not a lot of people know how to express the way they're feeling. So you may take it out on your loved ones. And I just feel like I took how I was feeling and tried to put it into a creative way I could express myself,
I feel that.
In a positive way to express myself.
I feel that. What is your favorite song from the album?
Damn, that's a good question. Honestly, I think my favorite, I'm a little biased, but I think my favorite song is First Time for Everything.
Okay.
Because I wrote that song while I was going through a rough patch with my girlfriend, and that's when I was just like, that was like my reassurance to both of us that everybody go through problems, but
I like the vulnerability that you also put into the album. I feel like a lot of creatives, whether it's music, whatever, you have to get a little bit personal and stuff to produce like good stuff. And I personally think music that's like personal like that, it brings out the best like song because it's like it's relatable.
Exactly.
Like I can relate to everything he was talking about on his album. Like you said, stuff with your girl, you know, the smoke session. You know, you're going through something, you just want to light it up. Like I love that song. Every time I'm in a smoke session, I gotta play that song. So
it's the theme. Yeah. It's the smoking theme.
So it's like you're a very relatable artist, and I feel like people really need to tap in with you more. But that also brings me to my next question: how do you deal with like not having like a big fan base?
Honestly, I try to take advantage of it while I can. You know, I look at a lot of these artists, and being a celebrity feel like it can suck sometimes.
Oh, I agree.
I want to be able to like get attention. Like I want to be like people respect my art and stuff, but I don't want to be like overly famous because people judge all your actions, and I've learned that people are going to judge you no matter what. No matter what. So no matter how much effort I put into this, I could think it's the best shit in the world. But there's always going to be one person like, I don't like this. Yeah. And you got to respect everybody has an opinion. You know, so I try not to let, as hard as it is, I try not to let opinions affect me too much. I try to make my opinion the most important.
Yes.
So if I like what I'm putting out and I think I'm putting out something that I would listen to, I would never put out something I wouldn't personally enjoy myself.
I get that. So have you dealt with any like criticism like that's ever put you in a place that's like, damn, I'm not doing enough or I could do better? Or like, how do you deal with that when you have to deal with like tough criticism?
Honestly, I haven't really dealt with it yet.
That's good.
I feel like my biggest critic is kind of myself.
I feel like that's fair though, because like, you really care about what you're putting out there to people. Like you want it to be good.
Exactly.
So that's like that's good.
You want people to take you serious, so you feel like you gotta care about what you do.
Yes.
But it's hard sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
Putting yourself out there, not knowing how people are gonna interpret, especially when you really care, like you're putting your effort, time, and money, all of that. It ties into it. So,
you have, was it Goodfella Records?
Goodfella Records.
So talk more about that. So that's like your...
It's a label.
Okay.
It's a collective. Two of the best artists that I know personally, not even on a bias thing. Yeah, and it's kind of funny because the way I got into Goodfellas, Davon, who's the co-founder, him and Ye, I knew Davon back in middle school.
Oh.
And, you know, we followed each other on social media, and, you know, he would be posting his music. And I can't speak for everybody, but I'm not a hater. If I see somebody I know doing something, you posting music content, I'm gonna tap in with it.
Yep.
You know, I give everyone a chance. So, you know, I listened to Davon's music and I was like, damn, like, all right. Yeah. So, you know, I just hit him up. You know, we chopped it up a little bit, and I don't really have friends that are artists like me, so it's kind of hard for me them to relate to me. So that's when, you know, I asked them around. Like, they told me to come to the studio. Then we just started working, and that's when they brought me in.
That's what's up right there. So it's like a label when you say it's collective. Are y'all like, can y'all sign other people, or like how does
honestly,
that work?
That's a question for Davon. I do feel like when we get to that point to where we can manage other artists, I think we would bring on other artists, you know, depending on what kind of content they make. But yeah, that's really a question for Davon. I'm kind of just an artist, you know.
Okay.
I ain't into the management and stuff, but when it comes to this, I'm still kind of looking for my main manager. Right now, Proc pretty much manages me. She does a hell of a job, but she still got her own life and shit going on too, you know.
I feel that. So where do you record like most of your music at? Like, do you go to a studio? You have like an in-home studio?
No, I started recording all my music at home, but I'm still kind of improving when it comes to engineering. So I actually go to High Life Studios.
Where's that at?
In DC. A good friend of ours, Joe. Shout out to Joe.
Shout out to
founder. He's a great guy, great producer, gives me great advice. I think he helped me evolve as an artist, especially throughout the process, because he engineered every song, I think except one, on Part of My Paranoia.
He was looking out. So definitely shout out to Joe. That's what's up. It's always good to have people, like you said, you don't have many friends who are artists. So I feel like Davon, shout out to Davon, you know, him being there, that, you know, helps you, you know, grow as an artist. And you have somebody you can relate to and you can go to, like, hey, I need help. So do y'all ever, like, you send him a song, or like, do you ever ask him, like, hey, I need your honest opinion. Does this song suck? Is this song good? Like, has there ever been a time when somebody was like, this is bad?
Well, I won't say that we say that someone would say this is bad, but one thing that's great about being in the group, we're very upfront and honest with each other.
That's good.
So we may not necessarily say like, hey, that ain't it, but we'll say, hey, redo that verse, bring a different energy, or slow down this part, make it sound better, try to pronounce it. You know, we give each other
like feedback,
good advice and feedback.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's good. I had another question.
But we don't do yes man. I will tell you that. So
that's good.
They not liking something, they're not going to tell you what you want to hear.
Yeah, that's good. And I feel like everybody needs that, especially creatives, because I don't think people realize how hard it is being a creative when you're doing it on your own. Also, like it's really a lot, and it can be really, really stressful.
Man.
So, so are you working on any new music?
I had took a little like moment to let the album breathe, but I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting bored. Like
you want to get back to it?
Yeah, I'm getting bored, and that's no disrespect to any artist, but it's just like it's been a while since I really heard anything that like moved me. Yeah, and I'm starting to feel inspired again. So
is the beef getting you inspired? The Kendrick and Drake beef?
Actually, yes, and it's crazy because I guess this is exclusive. I could drop this. I'm working on the next album. Hey, right now it's titled "Whatever Fits the Narrative."
See, you got the best album name, Joe.
The album, I came up with that title because of the beef.
Okay.
In my honest opinion on the beef, I feel like as a fan of both artists, I'm very unbiased about it. And I feel like
that's how I feel.
Yeah, and a lot of people I feel like already chose their side before the beef. You know, if you a Drake stan, no matter what Kendrick do, you're gonna be like, it's Drake. Ass. It's ass. And vice versa. Whatever Drake do, Kendrick fans gonna be like, it suck. So I feel like that's the unfun part to the beef. A lot of people aren't being honest with themselves about it. So that's where on the album I'm gonna talk a lot about people being biased and switching the narrative to whatever supports their argument or their opinion or stuff.
Yeah, I like how you said like you're unbiased because I mean I'm a fan of both. I will say I fuck with Drake harder, but I do listen to some. I listen to some Kendrick. He does got some good bops, but it's like he's not the first person I would go to put a song on basically. Right. But Drake, I would like get in the car. I'll put on some Drake. But I will say that it has been entertaining. I like that they're bringing hip hop beef back. Like we haven't really had hip hop beef in a minute. That's actually like diss song after diss song. But I feel like it's helping like the hip hop culture a little bit. But I do agree with you. It's like people are saying that if it's just Drake, it's just Drake. If it's just Kendrick, it's just Kendrick. But like I'm just like me. I really don't care. Like
I'm enjoying the music.
Yeah, I really don't care. Like
so, let me ask you this: how do you feel about J. Cole taking a step back, apologizing?
I feel as though that's a tricky one because he was rocking with Drake for a minute. Like, they've been rocking. Yeah. So then he said what he had to say. I thought he just should have stood on it, to be honest. Like, you don't have to, like, it's hip hop rapping.
Honestly, I feel like I get it. I get everyone's disappointment, but I understand why he did it. Yeah. He knew, I feel like when Cole, even if you listen to his diss, the 7-minute drill, he wasn't taking no personal shots. Exactly. He was kind of trying to, like, talk about music. But I think he knew it was going to escalate to a level where this ain't about competition. I'm like, nigga, I don't really like you. And I'm going to expose this about you. And I don't think he wanted a part of it.
Yeah, because Cole, I feel like he's the middleman. He's not, because when do you ever see Cole in drama? Like, you never see him in drama. So, I feel like him apologizing, I understood. But it's like, you win like rap beef, it's like, just stand on it, like, whatever. But then when he hopped on Future's album, I was like, whoa.
I think they did that. That verse been recorded.
You think so?
I think they said they did that on purpose. Yeah. But to make it seem like,
even in the song with Drake when he was like the big three, I was like, but Kendrick, why you mad? He was giving you credit. Like, I feel like,
but Drake wanted Kendrick to be on that. Apparently, that's how everything started.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He declined getting on the song. Oh. Yeah, that's like the rumor, and they've been taking shots at each other
for a minute. Years, so that's interesting. I did not know that. Yeah. So, what is your honest opinion now on like the hip hop culture? Then, like, how do you feel about it?
I feel like it can seem like it's saturated, but I feel like a lot of people are too tied into the mainstream, and if they don't like what they see on mainstream, they're like, oh, hip hop is dead, rap is dead. But there's a lot of underground artists that we don't give props to or pay attention to that is like better than the mainstream shit. Like, if they were the mainstream people, like, you wouldn't hear no one saying hip hop is dead or hip hop isn't alive, because in my honest opinion, hip hop is some of the best it's ever been right now.
I feel that. I will say music has just, in my opinion, taken a decline because, like, I mean, it depends on what you like in music too, though.
Right.
Like, I have an old soul. Like, I'm 90s, early 2000s to the max. Like, music was so good. I feel like it just had meaning back then. Like, even some of the rap, hip hop stuff.
Yeah.
Like, but I feel like now it's just, I feel like some of it could just be, like, it's repetitive. Like, I feel like people, everything that's coming out with Drake, they're all saying the same thing. He's pedophile, whatever the case, they're all saying it. You know, like, cause I don't really care about the beef, so it's like whatever. But I will say, people are really not really sleeping, but they're dragging the Kendrick and Drake. But the Quavo and Chris Brown.
Oh yeah, but that's another one. I feel like it's so personal.
Yeah, it is personal,
and that's where I kind of am not a fan of hip hop and stuff because you don't want another like Biggie and Tupac situation. You don't want no one getting in harm or anyone's families living in fear. You don't really want it to escalate to where it don't need to escalate.
Yeah, now that I think about it, it's like all this rap beef, I feel like it all is just personal. Like, it's nothing music related about it.
Exactly.
So it's like, when we're going to talk about, I want you to say something about your bars suck. Like, something like, it's just, it's all personal.
Yeah, if I ever diss a nigga, I'm going to be like, I'm better than you.
Yeah.
This is why I'm better than you.
Yeah, like, something, but it's all like taking shots at, personal things. And then that makes sense as to why. Yeah. That makes sense as to why Cole, fell back.
Exactly. I feel like if it was strictly about bars, Cole would have stayed in it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
For sure he would have stayed
in it. I don't really, me personally, I don't think Future can go bar for bar with Drake.
And I feel like that's where Kendrick is at an advantage.
Yeah.
Because he's known for being so strategic.
Yeah, he's the lyrical,
Because Future, I don't really look at him as a lyrical
same
type of artist too. He's more of a
he like
chill
hype
in the club,
type.
Hype vibe. So I can agree with that. I don't think he want to go bar for Drake.
Yeah, like it's just
because Drake can rap.
He can rap,
but he can rap.
Like people with that, they just so used to him doing all the singing, and ever since Kendrick said, "Oh, I like Drake with the melodies," they want to keep that up, which is cool. It's a good little bar, but it was like don't sleep on Drake at the same time. Kendrick, he out there too, but I will say his song, Not Like Us, that song is a bop.
You hear that shit?
That song is a bop. Like.
I like catchy shit.
Like it's just shit. And then you produce some stuff that's like okay, good. Like now you got another club banger. He about to make bank off that song because it's catchy.
Do you think they're going to rekindle?
I don't want to say it's not possible because Meek and Drake did the same thing.
True.
Like it's all hip hop and it's just like if you really think about it. Somebody made a TikTok and was like, when did it become okay to even like expose like if Drake really is a pedophile? When is that okay to even like talk about anyway? Because like that's a serious like allegation. That's a serious like thing. So it's like, why is that even being talked about? And why are kids being like it's just too personal.
Exactly.
So it's like they could.
You can get killed off of that stuff.
Yeah.
People don't play about some of that stuff.
So I'm just like I don't know. Have you been keeping up? If you're like, are you into like the female hip hop culture?
I be like honestly, I be trying to, but I don't be understanding. Like, see, at least with like. Drake and everybody, I kind of understand what's going on.
Yeah.
Females, I just see like one moment they cool, next one was like, fuck you bitch. I'm just like, yo, y'all was just on a song together. What happened? So I don't really be knowing like the details of the beef.
I don't either. I just, I like saying with you, I'm just like, what? Like, I'm pushing 30, y'all. So I am getting like an old head that's like confused and don't really know what's going on. Like, I try to keep up, but like, these females, I'm like, what, Ice Spice beefing with? I'm like, I don't even like Ice Spice music, and I don't know. But I will say I do like the aspect of there is a lot of more female hip hop art, and I'm happy with that.
Female rap is carrying the game right now.
They're doing their big one. Like I love Glorilla. Like I love Glow. Like
Glow.
She be
Glow.
Like I fuck with Glow. I like Cardi and Nicki. Like I like them both.
See, let me don't get me started about Nicki. I feel like the best part about why Nicki disses everybody because this is the first time in her career where she was not alone at the top. She actually has competition, and I think it scares her. Hell, for sure.
She want that title for the rest of her life. But it's like it can be multiple. Like it's okay. But I still fuck with some Nicki and I still fuck with Cardi. I will say I really don't care for Meg that much.
Really?
I don't.
I fuck with Meg.
It's like some of her songs are bop, so I'm just like, meh. Like whatever.
I fuck with Meg.
But
she alright.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like no matter what though, Nicki gonna always still have like that title.
Cause she influenced.
Yeah.
There's not really too many female rappers that can say they wasn't influenced by Nicki.
Like, I feel like all the female rappers we got now, they all looked up to. You can't say even if they
point.
hate her now, y'all looked up to her at one point.
Oh yeah,
like
sure.
Lotto used to give credit to her all the time.
For
Fuck with Lotto. I like Lotto.
Oh yeah, I like Lotto.
I fuck with Lotto. Like,
I like Lotto
she
too.
up there. Like I feel like when Lotto went on, she can go bar for bar with a dude if she really wanted to.
For sure.
Like, she's up there.
I think out of all the female rappers, I think I like her voice the best. Her delivery is the best. Like, she say that shit, you be like,
damn.
Okay, she meant that shit.
Not even
like,
chest,
yeah,
right?
Like,
right.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel that. So earlier you said you tapped in. You want to tap into like a little bit of singing and stuff.
Yeah.
So how you want to go with that route? Like you want to do like singing like how Raw Wave be doing his little singing stuff, or like really hitting like them high notes and melodies type?
I wouldn't say like Raw Wave, but I feel like I just gotta find what works for me. I need to find how to use my own voice. I feel like nowadays, a lot of people, it's okay to be inspired, but a lot of people drown in their influences. You know, I don't want to put out a song and someone say, oh, you sound like such and such. You remind me of such and such.
Yeah.
I don't like to drown in my influences. So
that's respectable.
I just try to find what works for me. So we going to test some water. We're going to see what it do.
I feel that because I do poetry and I'm trying to get into like having the music in the background.
Okay.
But I'm still trying to find my niche without the music.
Right.
So I don't want to hop on and throw music, but it's like you said, I gotta find it.
Yeah.
And I'm still working on it. I've had like writer's block for longer. So how do you go about with writer's block? How do you focus, come back to it?
Writer's block, to beat writer's block, the key is to live a little.
Okay.
Don't force it. A lot of my music is inspired by real life experiences, real life, how I'm feeling in the moment. So don't put yourself in the box.
Okay.
Don't feel like you have to. Take some time to just rest. Go enjoy life a little bit. Look at the world a little bit.
And I feel like I'm gone for too long. Like I haven't performed in a month for poetry, and I've written like a little bit. Like probably like last week I started back writing again. But I feel like when I'm gone for so long, I feel like I feel like I just lost something. Like
no, you can't put a time limit on it. That's why I will say, you can't. Because things happen when they're supposed to happen. It might not be when you want it to happen, but it's supposed to happen on God's time, when it's supposed to happen. So
I need to hear that.
Yeah,
I appreciate
for sure.
that.
So if you feel like, and I know it's hard being a content creator, and I give you props. You're so consistent with your work.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
And that's not easy to do. But don't feel like you have to. It's good to keep the momentum, but it's okay to take breaks for your mental, no matter how long you gotta go, because at the end of the day, that's what's most important.
I feel you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I've been struggling a little bit because I get in this habit of like, I get overwhelmed. I get overstimulated. And I was like, I'm putting all this pressure on myself. Then it's like, I gotta take a step back and breathe.
Right.
Because I enjoy making videos and all that. But then it's like, I kind of just want to stop for a second. Just relax, like a week or two.
Yeah.
But I feel like people think if you stop, it's like, oh, what happened? Or it's just like, I don't know. I feel like sometimes a lot of pressure can be on me at times.
I mean, but I feel like you're creating that pressure for yourself when you don't have to. And whether you feel like it or not, you'd be surprised how many people are watching. And a lot of people don't like to give the flowers until it's too late, or when they see other people giving you flowers. A lot of people are afraid to have their opinion, to say, I like this. If you put out a video, there could be someone like, dang, I love this video, but it's not getting a lot of love.
Yeah,
so I don't want people to think, oh, why you like that? We don't like that. Why does everybody else like that? But
I feel that.
Nah, keep doing your thing, and the people who are genuine, really care about what you do, it'll come. And you'd be surprised how many people I have that just like DM me, telling me like they love people I don't even know personally, and sometimes it's kind of unreal to me. Like, damn.
Yeah, it's like a whoa.
Yeah,
my
like
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, like, and again, this is not anything towards my friends, but it means a lot more when it comes from a stranger or someone I don't expect, because I know there's no obligation.
Yeah. And
you probably have some friends that feel like they're obligated to support you. I feel like my friends are pretty genuine. I feel like if they don't, they're not yes men. If they don't like something, they'll discuss it with me. They'll give their 2 cents about it, and that's cool because I can take criticism.
That was my next question for you. Like, when it comes to support with like people who are like your friends and close to you, have you ever been in like a position or seen that like your friends haven't supported you, and like how did you feel? How did you go about it?
In the beginning, when I first started making music, I took it pretty personal, especially towards family. And I feel like that's a toxic mindset to have. a lot of your supporters will be people you don't know.
Yeah.
And I had to tell myself that, no one's really obligated anything. But at the same time, I feel like if you give me criticism or you want to support, tell me what I can do better. And I could give the same advice to any creative, whether you draw, make music, poetry. If someone ever tells you they don't like something or they give you criticism, ask them, what don't you like about it?
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. Because I've always, like, when I first started doing, like, content, I was getting, like, support. But there'll be, like, people who I'm close to, who I'm friends, and they wouldn't really be, like, supporting. And I'm just like, and I don't want, granted, podcasts aren't for everybody.
Right.
TikTok ain't for everybody, like, whatever. But it's like, my support it goes something simple as follow my podcast page.
Yeah.
Something like that. Like a TikTok. Share it. Like, it could be something as little as that. But I feel like in the beginning I wasn't getting that and I was in my head a lot. So I started to realize it's like people gonna support you if they really know they're gonna support you. Don't worry about the people who don't.
Exactly.
So don't ever worry about those who don't. Cause like it's gonna come. And I don't think people realize that like followers and likes that don't really mean
you know how many
nothing.
people buy like likes and comments, and that's when I started seeing like how ungenuine and how a lot of people are just doing this for social media. It put a bad taste in my mouth because I'm like, nah, like I much rather have 50 people listening and fucking with my shit, really fuck with it, than 2,000 people that don't really like it.
Exactly.
But just let me just have a like nigga like.
Yeah, I agree. Because I seen this tweet, and it was like, basically, you post a picture on Instagram or Twitter, and you get 3 likes. Somebody was like, you should take that pic down. And somebody was like, if you go in the real world, and they say you look good today, that's compliments from 3 people you don't even know.
Right.
So it's like, likes and all that stuff, whether it's like, on SoundCloud, whatever it may be, don't really mean nothing.
At all.
Because like, you know how many people I found off SoundCloud? I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
So it was like, somebody gonna listen to your shit on SoundCloud. Yeah. Like, somebody's gonna find you. Like, so whoever's listening, if you're creative, don't worry about the likes, the follows, just
as long as you're having fun what you're doing, keep going.
Yes. Once you stop having fun and it's not fun anymore, I feel like that's when
you should really sit and consider, like, because a lot of people, I feel like, look at stuff as a get rich quick scheme.
Yes.
And I feel like a lot of people lack passion in
yes.
what they do, and that's why you see these people that care too much about likes and comments. They feel like and I get it. I totally get it. You want to see some type of progress.
Yeah.
You want to see. It feels good to see the likes and comments coming in, but you can't let that define you as an artist.
Yeah, you definitely can't let it define you. Like you said, I get it also. But it's like, if you get wrapped up in that, that's all you're going to be consumed with. And it's just not going to work out. So, yeah, all the likes and stuff, it don't really mean nothing. And those who going to support you, they're going to support you.
Exactly. Again, like you said, focus more on the people who are there versus the people who aren't. Because if things pop off for you, those people who aren't there won't be the first ones to be like, oh, that's my man, that's my cousin.
Yep.
I remember you. Nah. You remember all of that.
Yeah.
On the way up, you remember who you passed.
Literally.
And pay attention, because those are the same people you're going to see when you fall down. So,
like, people are waiting on your downfall, too. Like, people just waiting on you just to fail at anything. Like, they will look at it as like, oh, you got 20 likes on that video, you ain't doing nothing. But it's like, that's probably got me a deal, a collab or something. People don't really know what's going on. It just, social media is just fake. So
it is.
So it's just like,
tell me one time you see someone talk about the bad shit going on in their life.
Exactly.
You don't see nobody talking about their car getting repoed, they get an eviction notice. Nobody
gonna
flex that. You know what I'm saying?
But it's like, if people wasn't so like judgmental and care, I feel like people would do that more. Because sometimes on TikTok people are vulnerable and they're on TikTok, they're crying, like, I'm going through a breakup, I just got evicted, I'm trying to make money for this, and this, and they don't care, which is cool. Then there's like millions who do care, and it's like the world is just so toxic, and life is so short to be caring about certain stuff. Like, you just have to really, like you say, live life. Like, you have to live life to get those experiences. Like how you say you live life to get, for your music and stuff like that. I gotta ask though, when you said most of your stuff is personal, is it like stuff from like current or like past stuff?
A little bit of everywhere.
Okay.
I feel like a lot of my past experience have created the way I move, who I am now.
Okay.
Again, each day I'm living, I go through new experiences, and I just put that into everything. But it's a mixture of everything.
Are you ever like at work and you like, damn, Mike got this bar in my head. You like write it down somewhere or something?
That's the worst feeling in the world. Because sometimes if I can't get to my phone, I'll just keep repeating a bar in my head. Or I'll be like, yeah, let me go to the bathroom real quick. You'd be surprised. Obviously, I ain't telling nobody where I work, but you'd be surprised how many bathroom breaks I take to literally like write bars. And I be in the bathroom like listening to instrumentals. And I have a timer on like, all right, 10 minutes. Like 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, they gonna be like, all right, wait this minute. Like, so
that's what's up though. Is there I just had a question. Have ever been like a time where you're just like you wrote something and you just like, nah, that ain't it, and you just like,
oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I've had, between me and you, I've had full projects finished before. Like
really?
Early when I was like early, and again I was in my own head about it. Mm-hmm. I feel like I kept listening to it too much, and I kept finding things I didn't like or finding things I need to improve. So I scrapped it. I scrapped it, and I wish that I didn't, because that could have been some of the best stuff ever.
You just never know. Yeah, I feel that. Well, you had some good insight today. I really appreciate you for coming through. I hope y'all listen to his advice, because Rell gives really good advice. Please stream Pardon My Paranoia. Follow him on Instagram. I'll put his @ down below.
Guess it's gonna be right here.
Yeah, somewhere, over here. Make sure you also go him on iTunes, SoundCloud. He is there. Stream his music, and you tweeted this once, or you said it once, and it's been stuck in my head forever. You had once said, slow motion is better than no motion. Nice. And I would never ever forget that, because it's one of the truest things you have ever said. Like, slow motion is indeed better than no motion. So if you're out there, any creatives, music, content creators, poetry, whatever you doing, slow motion is better than no motion, and you're gonna be good. Like, you're gonna be good. So I appreciate you, Rell, for coming through, man. Of course. So thank y'all for watching, and that's the season finale, y'all. We'll see y'all next time.
Break it down.